guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my best of beauty for 2017, so my yearly favorites. I went through and picked a few things from each category that were my all-time favorites of this year, so some of the things might not be new releases, but I tried to make it mostly new releases for 2017, but there are a few things in here that are from last year that either I just discovered or that I just cannot stop using and are my all-time favorites. I have so much stuff in front of me, so this video is probably already going to be super long, so I want to keep the intro pretty short. So if you guys want to know all of my favorites, then just keep on watching. Okay, so I'm just going to start in the order that I put things on my face. So I'm going to start with my primers. I have 3 primers today because I couldn't choose 2. That's kind of what I tried to limit everything to, but it really did not work. So you guys probably already know one of the primers that I'm going to be talking about, which is a primer that I use basically every day. This is the CANE+AUSTIN Primer Protect Mattifying Primer. This primer is great if you have oily skin like I do. I have very oily skin, especially right down my T-zone, and this primer just never does me wrong. This is a very, very pricey primer, so it's kind of the only downside to it, so I don't really like talking about it too much, but it does work really well for my oily skin. It has a really similar consistency to the Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer, so it also does a really good job at filling in your pores, so love that one. Another primer that I just recently started using, this is from the Too Faced Peach collection. This is the Primed and Peachy Cooling Matte Skin Perfecting Primer. This primer will keep you matte. I would highly suggest this if you have really oily skin. I don't know how this would work on dry skin because it is pretty mattifying, but I love the way it feels on the skin. I don't know how, but it does have such a cooling effect. It's so weird, but it just feels so refreshing when you put it on. And it is a little bit thicker again, so it will do a really nice job of filling in your pores, which is awesome. But mainly, I just love this because it keeps me really matte, and it's like a third of the price of the CANE+AUSTIN one. It also smells like peaches, and it smells amazing. Now, the last primer I have is not so much for my oily girls, but this is more for combo skin or dry skin. I really do love this primer when I'm not needing my makeup to last me like all day long, just because I do get really oily, and this doesn't really control my oil. It literally makes your skin look like velvet. It makes it look so soft. It makes it feel really soft, and it makes the foundation just glide over your skin so smoothly and flawlessly. So if oil really isn't your main concern, or if you just want to put a mattifying primer in the T-zone and then leave your cheeks and then just put this on your cheeks where you have like some bigger pores, that also works really well. Now moving on to foundations, I narrowed it down to 4 somehow. So the first one is again from the Too Faced Peach collection. This is the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. This foundation, you guys, if you have not tried it, you are missing out. This is amazing. It's oil-free, it lasts forever, and it controls my oil like no other foundation. I can wear this foundation for 16 hours. This is only a medium coverage foundation, so if you're looking for something with a little bit more coverage, you might not love this foundation, but the way it makes your skin look is just incredible. This is definitely by far my go-to foundation. I wear the shade Nude, by the way. I have Nude, and then my other one is Nude Beige, or Natural Beige, I think, and that one is my color that I use when I'm spray tan. Just realized that I forgot to turn my microphone sound down, so that was probably super loud for you guys. I apologize for that. Hopefully it's a little bit better now, but yeah, this foundation is amazing. I would highly recommend this, especially if you have oily skin, because it works wonders on my skin, and it just makes it look amazing. It doesn't settle in any of my fine lines, doesn't make me oily, doesn't cake up, separate, nothing. Next foundation that was a go-to for me this year is the Lancome Tint Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. I hope I'm saying that right. This is another one that I feel like can do no wrong with me. It just looks flawless on the skin. It makes my face look really soft and smooth, and it's also really good for my oily skin. I have the shade 215 Buff N, and this is the lightest foundation that I own out of all foundations. So this is always a foundation that I'm wearing if I'm paler like I am right now. So I do have to get a darker one, but this foundation again is really nice. It's a little bit on the pricier side, especially compared to the Too Faced Sweet Peach one, but I think it's well worth the money. I don't think I've ever seen a bad review about this foundation, and this is another one too that if I do start to get a little bit oily in, it doesn't separate or cake up or anything, so that's a huge plus. The Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation, I'm sure you guys already know, this is one of my ride or die foundations. foundations. This is the shade 128, which is most accurate to what I am right now, in case you guys are wondering. This is another foundation that is more of a medium coverage foundation. The Lancome one is more full coverage. This is a little bit more on the medium coverage end, but you can build this one up more than you can the Too Faced one. I stay really matte in this one, but I also stay looking really healthy, so it doesn't like dry down super matte and look a little bit too like dried out. It has like a very healthy look to it, which I love. Sometimes this one can crease a little bit in my smile lines, but not often. I feel like it has more to do with the primer that I'm using, but honestly it's so minimal that it doesn't bother me at all, and I just mainly love it for the way that it makes my skin look. Okay, now the last foundation I have is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte foundation. I have the shade 230, which is far too dark for me, especially right now. I still haven't gone and gotten a lighter shade since I reviewed this on my channel, but other than the shade, I really do like this foundation. If you guys watched that video, you'll see that I got very oily in this foundation, but it didn't separate, it didn't cake up, it didn't crease in my nose and my smile lines and anything. So as you guys saw in the video, I blotted with paper and with blotting powder. That's another thing that I did not bring up here, but the Fenty Beauty blotting powder I love. Wish I had it up here to show you guys, but that's another one of my 2017 favorites for sure. But anyway, so I do get very oily in this foundation, which is the only downside to it, but I love the way that it looks on my skin. I feel like it just blurs out my pores like no other. It's just a beautiful foundation, and the fact that I do get oily in it is okay with me only because of how well it blots. I have another thing that's not a foundation, but it's actually a foundation mixer. This is the NYX Pro Foundation Mixer. So this is just a pure white pigment, and this is amazing to mix in with your foundations. Since I do self tan a lot, I'm always a different shade because I'm either like my palest or I'm my darkest, and then when the tan starts to fade, then I get a little bit lighter. So I have like all these in between shades of foundations, and if I want to wear a foundation one day that is too dark, I will just go in and use this. So I just put a little drop on the back of my hand and then a pump of foundation, mix it together, and it lightens it. Since this is pure pigment, it's not going to change or alter the way that the foundation works, which is amazing. So yeah, I think this is only like $9, but if you're someone that self-tans a lot, or if you just have a really expensive foundation that's too dark for you, you can use that to lighten it. Now I have 3 concealers. First one is Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This didn't come out this year, but I mean, this is my go-to concealer. I'm not even gonna spend any time talking about this because I'm pretty sure everyone knows that this is everyone's favorite concealer, so I just had to throw this one in there. The other concealer that I wear mostly in the winter time is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer. This is in the shade Light Neutral. In Tarte Shape Tape, I had Light Medium Honey, but this is the concealer that I like more for the winter time because sometimes Tarte Shape Tape can be a little bit too drying underneath my eyes especially, so that's when I like to use this one the most. Then we have the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. This is in the shade, oh my gosh, Light 2.5 or Creme Brulee. This concealer is so beautiful, you guys. It looks amazing on the skin. It has such a creamy, just velvety look to it, and it applies beautifully. I will even just take my sponge and dip it in there and then go directly onto my face, and it just looks so pretty. It also stays pretty matte too, but it's not too matte to where you look really dry. Speaking of sponges, this is the L'Oreal Pro sponge. Actually, I don't remember what it's called, but I'll list it down below, but this sponge is amazing, you guys. It was like $7 or $8, I think, so not even half the price of a beauty blender, and it is amazing. When this is wet, it is so big and so soft and bouncy. It's just amazing, and it has a really nice tip on it so you can get right up underneath your eyes. Also love the butt of it because it's super flat, and again, when this is wet, it gets really big, so I can blend out my foundations in seconds with this. Then for brow products, now again, I don't think these ones are new this year, but for my brows, every single day I use this Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil. This is my favorite eyebrow pencil ever, and it has a very tiny point to it, so I feel like it just is really easy to fill in your eyebrows with, and I love the shade too. I have the shade 4. And then also by Benefit, this is the Ready Set Brow Gel. I love the Anastasia Clear Brow Gel too, but I like the wand on this a lot better than the Anastasia one. I was gonna move on to all the eye stuff, but I actually think I'm gonna finish all the face stuff up first and then move on to my eyes. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys everything for the face that I've been loving, and let's start with bronzer. So I actually only brought one bronzer up here, and this is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil Medium Deep Matte Bronzer. I just feel like it looks good on everyone. It's not too warm, it's not too like cool and muddy, it's just perfect with a little bit of warmth. Oh shoot, I meant to bring one more up here, but I actually used it today, so I forgot to put it back in my box. The other bronzer that I meant to bring up here, but totally forgot, is MAC Gimme Sun. I'm not gonna go too much into that bronzer because I'm pretty sure you guys already know that I love that one. That one is the bronzer that I like to use more in the summertime just because it is very, very warm. It's a very intimidating bronzer because it is really like orange, but I'm wearing it today and I actually have kind of a lot on and it still doesn't look too orange, I don't think at least, but I love that really warm look to the skin. I just feel like it looks really healthy. Moving on to blush, I have two blushes up here and one is the Too Faced Papa Don't Peach blush. Love this blush. I've mentioned this in so many of my videos. The most beautiful blush I've ever used. You do kind of have to like dig in here a little bit because it's more of like it almost feels like it's a baked blush. So you do have to kind of dig in here a little bit more to get more product. It's a very pretty peach blush and it also has a little bit of like a gold sheen to it. So it just makes your cheeks look really healthy. I have it on today and my cheeks have a little bit of like a shine to it, which I love. I just feel like it looks really youthful and glowy. The other blush that I have up here is the Becca blush in the shade Flowerchild. It's a mixture between like a soft baby pink and a like peachy coral shade. I don't know, but it's perfect. I love it. It also has a little tiny bit of a sheen to it, kind of like the Too Faced one, but not as much. Now for highlight, my favorite part. Actually, I forgot about contouring. This is my go-to contour kit, Kat Von D Shade and Light contour kit. Clearly, I love this. I've hit pan on it nearly every shade in here. I don't use these two shades really ever, but I clearly use all the other ones. I'm completely out of this one. I feel like these shades are just perfect for contouring and they blend like a dream. Okay, now for highlight. I'm gonna start with cream and liquid and then do a powder. So as you all know, I'm pretty sure I use this in every single video. This is the Benefit What's Up highlighter. This is a cream highlighting stick and it is so blinding. I'm gonna turn my lights on a little bit so you guys can see because it's kind of hard to tell with my bright lights. Hopefully you can see it better there, but it is just so pretty. It's a perfect like pearly champagne shade. What I do is I just take my finger directly into the product and then I pounce it on my cheekbones. I'm actually not wearing it today though. I'm wearing the next thing that I'm talking about, but it is my favorite. I love it so much. Next one, this is a liquid highlight. This is by Marc Jacobs. This is Do You Do drops, and these drops are stunning. I love these ones because they have a really like peachy champagne undertone, but they are so blinding, you guys, you're gonna die. I also use this on, are you kidding me? I use this a lot on my body too. I'll just take my beauty blender and like take it off my hand and pounce it on my collarbone or my shoulders. Okay, now I have two powder highlights. This has been my go-to highlighter for this year, and this is the Jouer Citrine highlighter. But this highlighter is probably one of the most blinding highlighters that I've ever seen in my life, and it's just so creamy. Doesn't enhance my texture. It just looks beautiful on the skin. So this is what it looks like next to the Marc Jacobs highlighter. It's very like wet and metallic looking, which I love. And then the next powder highlight I have is by Ofra. This is Rodeo Drive. I love this highlighter. It is very, very blinding and very creamy and buttery. But the only reason why I don't wear this one as much is because if I'm not the right shade and when the light isn't reflecting on it, you can see a little bit of a cast. So I have to be self-tan to use this highlighter. Okay, we finished up the face stuff. Now I can move on to eyes. So I'm gonna start with eyeshadow palettes. The first one, I mean, I'm sure you already see this coming. Jaclyn Hill and Morphe palette. The shades in here are basically everything that you would ever need. They're so pretty. The formula is on point. They blend so easily and they're all extremely pigmented. The next palette that I fell in love with this year, this is a new release from Too Faced, again from the Just Peachy collection. I have a lot of stuff from this collection I didn't realize in here, but this is the Just Peachy Mattes palette. So these are what the shades look like in here. They're all stunning. I'm sorry, my palette is really dirty, but that's just because I use it all the time. But it's just really, really pretty. I am a matte eyeshadow kind of person. I wear matte eyeshadows every day though without like a lid shade, and these are so, so pretty. I love the tones of these. So this is definitely a palette that I could travel with. I feel like you have all of your everyday kind of shades in here. Then we have the Huda Beauty Desert Dusk palettes. I haven't gotten to use it as much as I would want to, but every time I use it, I forget how much I love it. All of the transition shades I love, and then all of these shimmer shades are just killer. I love them so much. They're so different and so unique. And then the last eyeshadow palette I have is the Jouer Skinny Dip Ultra Foil Shimmering Palette. I really like how they didn't put any matte shades in here because I feel like everybody already has their staple neutral matte eyeshadows that they love to use. So if you're just looking for lid shades, this palette is stunning. Like, are you kidding me? That one was called Starlight. This one is Skinny Dip. I'll do Bikini. Tan Lines is also a really pretty shade. This is kind of like a coppery shade. I'm just gonna swatch them all. That one is Magic Hour. And then the last one, so pretty. Okay, and then I have three more like eyeshadow things, but these are liquids. I have the Urban Decay Midnight Cowboy Heavy Metal Glitter. This is the glitter that I use every time you see me with glitter on my eyelids. So this is just really easy to slap on your eyelids, and it just looks like you spent a lot of time on your makeup. Also is really, really nice for doing glitter liners. I don't think that released this year. I don't think these released this year either, but I'm going to talk about them anyways because I use them all the time. These are the Stila Magnificent Metals Glitter and Glow eyeshadows. These are my two favorite shades out of all of them. The first one is Kitten Karma, a really, really pretty rose gold. And look at how blinding that is. It's just insane. And then the other one that I have been wearing a lot more recently, especially, is called Bronzed Belle. You can't really tell how much darker it is on camera, but it still is just as blinding and just as metallic. Okay, I am running out of room here. Okay, now I only have 4 more things so I can talk about all of my lip products. I have like 10 lipsticks because I couldn't choose. For eyeliner, I have the INGLOT AMC Gel Liner. This is in the shade 77. It's just the black one. I feel like nothing compares to this one, except I do really like the Maybelline Gel Eyeliner, but this one is much blacker and I feel like lasts a little bit longer. But this stuff stays on so long. It's even hard to get off with makeup remover. And it is the blackest gel eyeliner I've ever used in my entire life. It is so pitch black. I do have a tutorial on how I do my winged eyeliner. I'll leave that video linked down below. In that one, I didn't use this eyeliner though, because that was kind of a long time ago now. I used the Maybelline one, but I did mention this one in here. And I also did use the Sigma E06 brush in that video. So if you guys are wondering how I do my winged eyeliner, then I will leave that link down below for you guys. And then for my waterline eyeliner, I use the Marc Jacobs, I think this is called a Highliner. This is by far the blackest eyeliner I've ever used on my waterline. It lasts a long time and it's very easy to apply because it's very, very not liquidy, creamy. For mascara, everybody knows Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, favorite mascara. And then the other mascara that is a new release is L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise mascara. This one is a dupe for the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. It looks basically the same, just a little bit smaller. The wands are very, very similar. The only difference that I noticed with this mascara is that it's a little bit harder to take off. Okay, then I have 2 setting sprays and then I'll get into the lip products. So Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, go-to setting spray for sure. This will keep your makeup on so long, you guys. It really just like locks everything in place and keeps it there for super, super long periods of time. And then for a newer release, this one came out a couple months ago by Morphe. This is the Prep and Set Makeup Setting Spray. See how it's like an aerosol can? I think that is like my favorite part about the setting spray. I just love the way it perfectly mists your face. I don't think it makes my makeup last as long as the Urban Decay All Nighter one, but I do really like the way it makes my makeup set. I think setting sprays are super important to use because it really just kind of like mends the powder to your foundation and makes it like one instead of you kind of looking like you have layers on your skin. So I always use a setting spray. Okay, finally on to lip products. And before I start doing these, all of these lipsticks do look kind of the same, but the formulas are different. Just giving you guys a little bit of a heads up. But for lip liner, this is by ColourPop. This is in the shade BFF. I seriously have like hundreds of lip liners, but I go to this one every single day. It's just the perfect shade. It is a little bit darker, which I actually like, so it's not like a lighter nude. The shade of it is just beautiful. It pairs really well with any nude, and it has a really creamy consistency. It reminds me a lot of the Kylie Cosmetic lip liners, if you guys have tried those, but it's only $6. So the first one that I absolutely love is by Tarte. This is part of the water or H2O. I don't remember the collection. Rainforest of the Sea, duh. This is in the shade Salt Life. Very, very creamy, just like a deep mauve. The next one I have is from the Peaches collection from Too Faced. This is in the shade Sunday Funday. I feel like it's perfect for like everyday wear. But yeah, so this is Sunday Funday by Too Faced. And then my favorite one, oh my gosh, I love this one. This is by Dose of Color, and it's in the shade Parfait. It's a lot like this one, but it's a little bit lighter, so more like of a pinky shade. And they make your lips look so good. Just the formula is everything. Love it. Then I have a Velvet liquid lipstick by Kylie Cosmetics. This is in the shade Charm. Kylie's liquid lipsticks are pretty drying on my lips. Still love them and wear them all the time. But I do love her cream lipsticks a lot more because they're so comfortable. And I feel like they almost make your lips look bigger because they're very like hydrating, but they're also really, really pigmented. Then we're gonna go into the matte liquid lipsticks. This is by Too Faced. This is in the shade Suck It. I do have another favorite, which everyone knows. It's Queen Bee by Too Faced, a melted matte liquid lipstick. But I don't have that one up here with me because it's in my purse. But this is my other favorite, and this is called Suck It. If I'm gonna wear a darker lipstick, this is the one that I wear. I just think it's super, super pretty. And then I have one from Makeup Forever. This is in the shade 105. It's a little bit darker and much more like of a purpley shade, purpley nude. This is another one of my favorites. This is by Anastasia. This is in the shade Crush. And this is what I'm wearing today. Then I have one more thing, and this is a gloss. And this is a gloss that I wear basically every time that I ever wear glasses. This is also by Anastasia, and this is in the shade Butterscotch. I mean Undressed. I do love Butterscotch too, but this is Undressed, and this goes really, really well over all nudes. It's just a really, really nice gloss, and it looks really pretty over the liquid lipstick Stripped by Anastasia. That's like my favorite combo to wear. Okay, so that's everything for my 2017 beauty favorites. Oh my gosh, I've been filming for so long, so this video is probably gonna be super, super long. I wanted to film a Sephora haul after this video, but I'm super tired now, so I don't think I'm gonna have time to film that, but I will film that tomorrow, and that'll be my next video up. But I was wondering if you guys would be interested in seeing my 2017 best of skincare products. I was gonna include those in this video, but there were so many that I didn't want to put like too much stuff in one video. So if you guys are interested in seeing my favorite skincare products from the past year, then definitely let me know and I can do that. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and watching this whole video. If you guys are still here, I love you so much, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.